coming in, brother.
Yeah, I'm excited for today's show.
Hey, Dre, let's lob it up to you, brother. You want to introduce these brothers? I know there's some things they're bringing to the table, and hopefully, Cravante, they send free stuff. Go ahead, Dre.
Well, I mean, I'm always hoping for some free stuff, but I mean, these brothers have a great brotherhood, a clothing line, and most importantly, they are from the greatest HBCU in the history of mankind, known as the Morgan State University. So let's bring on our special guest. And also, shout out to my boy Brian, who is a member of the greatest fraternity known to mankind.
Yeah. What's up, fellas? What's up?
What's going on, fellas?
How y'all
What's
doing?
up, fellas? What's going on? You guys want to
Hey,
introduce yourself?
I know we didn't start the interview yet, but what's in your cup, man? You got some of that Crown?
Oh no, it's just some Don Julio and pineapple, nothing too crazy.
I saw you were laughing back there. Is it okay? And this is all respect because we like to have fun on the Flex Zone, and this is not the last time you'll be up here. I got to give it to you because I think you enjoyed this one the most. I saw you back.
Finish him, Daddy.
What, what is that from anime or a game? That it just sounds familiar. What's that from?
It's from the Wonderkin show. That's what it's from.
Got
Yeah, with a YouTube channel, the Wonderkin show.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's a little inside thing on the Flex Zone, so we have fun with it. But introduce yourself, brother. You up here. Let the people know you got a fancy name, you got a fancy shirt. Let the people know. Let them see what you got going on.
Yeah, so my name is Calvin Brown, but I do go by myself, Cal. I am a founder and co-CEO of the clothing brand called By Myself or Nothing LLC. It's a clothing brand based out of Baltimore as well as Southeast DC. We make everything head to toe, but right now I do have on the upcoming By Myself or Nothing t-shirt. Cool little logo.
Size large, good brother. Size large. Send one over.
So these are the unreleased, and I decided I'm gonna test the unreleased, and he tests something that we have dropped already. But yeah, I just want to say thank you for welcoming us onto our platform, and I look forward to having a cool, engaging conversation.
Yes, sir. Let's bring up your running mate, one of your running mates. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. He got the green screen working. He's already drinking up the next design. Let's go. What's going on?
Yeah. I'm trying to be on point. What's up, fellas? My name is Brian Stokes Jr. I go by myself B. Based out of Baltimore. Again, as Drake said, I'm co-CEO of By Myself or Nothing. My brand, we started out in 2020 officially as a LLC. So right when COVID started. And then we've been able to do so much in terms of just clothing, footwear, accessories. So I'm happy for the opportunity. Thank you all for allowing us to be on here. And it's By Myself and Nothing versus the world. I got our Me, Myself, and I hoodie on right now. So this is one of the hoodies that got satin in the hood.
Oh yeah, size large, good brother. Birthday coming up in 2 weeks.
This is one of the hoodies you could take a nap in and your hair still look good. So
let's get to it, fellas. So y'all want to tell y'all story. I said y'all started in 2020 during COVID. How did y'all get started? What made y'all come up with the name, and how have you seen, I guess, the growth since dealing with those tough times to now, 4 years later?
Yeah, so I mean, I can get started with that question. So before By Myself was anything that you can really put on and touch. It started off as something you could just feel, I guess it was an emotional movement. And I want to say, let's see here, 2014, 2015, I had endured a few things in my life that I guess you could say made me feel alone in every aspect, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And the things that I endured, it really made me want to separate and take a step back from just about everyone who was around me. But one of the people that it actually made me closer to was my boy, Brian. I kind of took a step back from everyone I was cool with in high school and just kind of focused on like my college career and my college life. And Brian and I had a business administration major, and Brian's major was accounting. So we had like every class together pretty much. So we spending like every day together. So although I do feel alone in a sense, you know, I'm building this bond with my boy Beezy. And I want to say by the time we became seniors, I was always into clothing, you know. But as years go on, I was kind of repping by myself and like a F the world mentality. Like I don't really need anybody, you know. But over time, I think God kind of opened my eyes and showed me that, you know, this feeling or vision I'm giving you is more or less an empowerment movement. And I want you to, you know, create something positive that other people can relate to. So over time, I realized, okay, I want to take how I'm feeling in my vision and combine it with one of my first love, which was fashion and clothing. Um, so one day I got a logo made right here, the GeoWolf logo by our third business partner. His name is AR. Him and Brian were roommates at Morgan, so we each had our own relationships with each other. And 2018, we graduated. I flew to Arizona. I told Beezy I'm gonna get us some shirts made with that logo on his background. We got some shirts made. Then 4 years later, we got some sneakers. So it's been an uphill battle since then. But in a nutshell, that's really kind of where it started from. It stemmed from an emotional feeling that I had that kind of just took over my life, but I didn't want that to consume me. So I created a brand that other people could really relate to and provide an emotional attachment to clothing. So that's really what By Myself is.
Appreciate that. You want to hop in real quick, Brian?
Yeah, I definitely hop in. So like just speaking on a lot about what Cal has said. So we got family that we know of. So his one of his cousins, I used to play ball with him growing up. And I knew Dre, but I didn't really know him as much until we got to Morgan. And that's like he said, that's when our relationship started to develop. And then us just having classes together and stuff like that. When he was in a position where he felt by himself or alone in those situations, like he did come to me with the business, and my background has always been about business. So I was 100% like invested in what this could be. So essentially, us adding our third business partner AR to the fold, his background was graphic design. So he went to Morgan for graphic design. Like Andre said, we all graduated from Morgan together. So us already having the interaction and the friendship from before the business, that already was kind of that solidified the foundation. And then from there we were just like let's just do it, because at the end of the day we know our business is bringing a positive to a negative connotation. um, COVID really showed a lot of people that they didn't necessarily like being by themselves or being with the people that they had to be in quarantine with. So like for us to have started our business right before COVID was a huge haul in that regard, because we couldn't really travel or do as much, but we understood our message was powerful. So in terms of just being by yourself, so being by myself doesn't equate to loneliness. It's a lot of growth that comes in life when you actually like have time to yourself, understand who you are, figure out things that you like to do. And a lot of this is the messages that we speak about within our business, because we want people to have self-empowerment. We want people to understand like God has you on this earth for a reason, like you built here, that you're unique for a reason. So it's important to stand true and stand 10 toes in that, and don't try to let peer pressure or let other people sway you from who you are as a person. And with us having that identity within our business, that's been able to separate us from others, just being able to focus on that and really like inspire people. So that's like another background just within our business. And yeah, we've been at LOC since 2020. It's 4 years, and time has just flew by. Like Dre said, we have footwear now. We started out with our own slides with the Nike Air Bubble on the back. That's what the people call it. It's just like a little Air Max swoosh. But like literally, I'm just blessed for the opportunity to be able to like connect with people on a level of just inspiration with this business. And honestly, when I had the conversation with Dre in college about the brand, I didn't see us being where we at today. So I'm just thankful for the journey.
And
Yes,
by
sir.
when he says Dre is So Calvin is my middle name. So I guess from now on, BZ, try to say Cal so they won't think you're talking about the other Drake.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I use it interchangeably, so I'll use Kyle going forward. Yeah.
It's perfectly
Oh
fine.
no, it's all good. I was like, there's no way he's talking about him.
But I know at the same time, y'all probably didn't know who he was talking to. Yeah, I just had to bring that up.
Right. Oh, no, y'all
Right.
brothers are good. Let me ask y'all this, because I've been there when different events where you guys have been selling your clothing, but there's one particular person and one particular story out there that really stood out when you guys were able to meet Lamar Jackson and selling your shoes to him. Can y'all tell that story? How that even came about?
Yeah, so before we met Lamar, we kind of had went on like a series of runs of like linking with other like I guess rappers or artists in like the DMV area. We linked up with artists such as Young Moose, OTR Chaz, Big Flock.
We linked up with Vic and Bear, who's a DJ.
Bear, WKYS radio host. We linked up with a lot of different like I guess musical artists in the DMV, but we decided that we got to go just a little bigger, and a lot of people this day and age don't really have an excuse because the internet is so powerful. As long as you have access to the internet, you really are capable of doing anything. And one method that we like to do is really just send a DM to somebody. But the main like cheat code method, and anybody who's listening to this, I'm gonna give y'all just some free games. So whenever we post on our stories, we tag a lot of people with blue checks, but we minimize it. So we could tag like 50 people in the story, but just minimize it, make it smaller so no one can see who we tag. But it tags all those people in the story. So just about a lot of the stories we're posting about the sneakers, say we link with Young Moose, we tagging 50 other people to show them we link with Moose. So it was just a buildup of artists and platforms where people are beginning to see our clothing and everything. And one day I just told BNAR, I said, bro, like I'm gonna reach out to Lamar. So I guess the series of conversation has kind of started with us DMing him on Instagram and really just building this social media rapport with him. And unfortunately, that season he had ended up getting injured. When Lamar Jackson had his injury. But in hindsight, when players deal with injury, that opens up, opportunities to do things off the field. And this one particular weekend, I think the Ravens had an away game in either Cincinnati or Cleveland. And Lamar didn't travel with the team. He didn't travel with the team that week, so he stayed behind in Baltimore. And him and I have been in contact via DM, probably attempted to link like 3 or 4 times, but he an NFL player, so it never really fell through. So one Sunday morning, I'm just in the house, just cooking breakfast. Out of nowhere, Lamar DM me. He say, "What you doing today? Let's link up." So I'm getting that. All right, cool. So as soon as that DM came, I dropped everything that I was doing, and I called BNAR, just kind of like, "Hey, y'all, I want to meet Lamar Jackson today," type time. They like, "Oh yeah, I'm trying to meet Lamar Jackson." So, but I live in Baltimore. Brian lives in Delaware, and then AR lives in DC. So initially, when Lamar sent me that message, it's kind of like, that's a time sensitive message. You can't wait all day to respond. So as soon as he sent that message, I hit him back like, "Yeah, bro, we can link." Like, and he talking about linking in like 20 minutes, but this brand just isn't my brand. And I know when we got to where we got at that point in time, it was a collective effort, and we're a team. And there was nothing inside of me that felt like, oh, I'm about to go link with Lamar by myself because he ready to link now. That's just not how we operate and move. We move as a team, us three as a unit. So Brian left from Delaware, started driving up to Baltimore. AR left from DC, started driving up. So I'm kind of like messaging Lamar, I guess trying to stall him in a sense, And he ended up sending me his address. So I'm like, man, I can go to Lamar Jackson house today, and who knows how this might go. You know? I'm getting that damn like y'all lucky I love y'all because I could be playing 2K with Lamar. Like I don't know, who knows. So he ended up. So I'm waiting for them to get there, and he keep messaging me like, like we still doing it. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting dressed. I'm just saying anything to try to stall. So finally, AR gets up here from DC, and Lamar ended up hitting me, and he's like, hey, I'm about to leave from my crib. If you still want the link today, meet me at this location. So the location he sent me ended up being the 7-Eleven in Owens Mills. Kind of near, I guess, like their practice facility, the closest 7-Eleven to their practice facility in Owens Mills. So we get there and we meet him there, and no pun intended, he was by himself. Talking about no security, no friend, no girl, no nothing. Like he just pulled up off the humble alone, and to me that really showed me, he'd been trust, and that showed me he trusted us. He trusted that I wasn't finna give out his location and say, hey, meet everybody, Lamar finna be here. Or nah, we built a rapport over a few weeks, and he saw our business page and he see that, we just some young Black entrepreneurial men who trying to, just make a difference with the products and services that we're offering to Baltimore. And it just went from there. We got out the car, we linked with him, and Lamar stayed at 7-Eleven and talked to us for a good 2 to 3 hours. It wasn't just a quick, oh, here go the shoes, here go the picture, we out. Nah, like he stayed, and pretty much this conversation I'm having with y'all about the brand's founding, we told Lamar everything about the brand from beginning up until the date we had met him. And AR and I and our boy Roddy, he's his cousin. We talked to Lamar for a good hour and a half, and he waited for Brian to come up from Delaware so he can meet him as well.
Yeah, and I could tell y'all about that. So I'm in Delaware. So most people don't know Delaware is only like an hour from Baltimore. Most people think it's further than that. So once I get the call that Lamar is trying to meet with us, I'm like, dang, I had stuff that I was planning today. Everything is getting canceled though, because it's Lamar. Like, especially like being from Baltimore and then being a Ravens fan, like you understand his impact and his influence. And then us just having that opportunity, it was like this opportunity I can't miss. So I'm hauling up the road to up 95 to get to Baltimore. So once Dre and AR actually linked with Lamar, they called me on FaceTime. So I'm on FaceTime with them, and Lamar is in the call like, where you at? I'm like, I'm on the way. Like like just wait. I'm probably like 30 minutes away at that point when they call. And I'm like, yo, I hope I can make it to meet Lamar and just like connect with him. And it was such a great encounter because Lamar is like a super humble dude. So he asked he asked us to meet at the 7-Eleven, and which was nice. Him waiting for us allowed him to go in the store and actually connect with people. So I'm 30 minutes away. He went in the 7-Eleven real quick, and he was taking pictures with people, signing autographs, just showing a lot of love. So that gave me enough time to actually get to the 7-Eleven to meet him as well. So by the time I get there, it's instant like, yo, what's up? You feel me? Like just instant love and gratitude and just good energy. And that's just the person that he is, honestly. So I was happy that I was able to make it. Again, like Dre said, we ended up, I keep calling you Dre Cal, we ended up staying there for at least like 2-3 hours, just having a conversation with him. And I thought that was super powerful because you're talking about MVP, like an NFL MVP, somebody that has like a lot of responsibility and a huge just face within the National Football League, and he took some time out his day to connect with us. So that meant the world. And salute to Lamar for connecting with By Myself or Nothing.
Hey, yo, I'm
So-
speechless, yo. That's tough. That's wild tough. I'm speechless, bro. That's amazing and good. And shout out to Cal for holding my man up for a little bit because
He was holding it down. When the MVP send you his addy, it's like, I'm trying to see what Lamar Jackson crib look like. I'm trying to see what's up with that. But yeah, bro.
That's do that, and also like you guys said, for Lamar, man, on the humble to wait, for you guys and to make sure that the whole team was there collective. So that's why he's still our MVP, man. We always sure that he gonna get that ring for sure. But that
due time, yep.
I heard so.
Hey, brother, you deserve an award, an MVP award. I don't know if we got to design one, but you need one, brother.
Oh man, thank you. Hey, it's the team. I knew without a doubt, even though technically I'm the founder and I came up with the idea by myself, it could have just remained an idea, So I knew without Brian and AR's impact on the brand, wouldn't be a LOC, it wouldn't be any sneakers, and a lot of people gotta realize that it takes a team to get to where you want to be. And if it wasn't for them and us collectively, Lamar wouldn't have even wanted to link with the brand. So it just takes a real individual to acknowledge, I guess the pros of having brothers that you can start a business with, honestly. So, outside looking in, it might be like, oh yeah, they would have did the same for me. They better have, but I'm not. I don't even think that they wouldn't, and that's just the type of bond that we have. It's really like all or nothing. Either all agreeing on something or we're not doing it. And I think that really contributes to the success of our brand because we all got to be on the same page. And see where we are now, it just shows the impact of having three mindsets.
So I got a question for y'all. Since y'all met Lamar Jackson, and I've heard similar stories about Lamar that he's a really down to earth person. He's very humble. He actually will wait for you if you and take his time and do all of that. But after you met Lamar Jackson, did that help the brand? Well, did it help y'all brand go up a little bit further? Did he buy a lot of product or what?
It helped the brand in several ways. To us. So this happened what? This happened
in December of
2022. We now 2 calendar years later, and we still talking about this. It's forever. It stamped us. Honestly, it's not too many brands. Well, no, I'm not going to say that because Lamar supports a lot of brands in Baltimore. But by us being one of the first brands that launched sneakers and like a footwear product, when you attach something that's never been done before or something that's never been done before, it's like we the first Black-owned sneaker company to link up with Lamar and the DMV. That we the first of our kind to do something like that, So it definitely stamped us, and just that one picture alone, blogs picked it up. A lot of blogs picked it up to the point where people already wanted our sneakers based off the product that's been fire itself. But once you get like that official stamp from the QB1 of the Baltimore Ravens, who had just came off his MVP season, who don't want that sneaker that he holding up in the picture standing next to us. So it definitely helped the brand, mainly in terms of like, all right, it's kind of hard to trust a brand where it's like, I don't know about their sneakers. I don't know the quality. I don't know this. I don't know that. But when he's standing there with our product, all that goes out the window to, all right, if Lamar got him, I definitely want him. Not saying that they didn't before, but it was just that extra stamp of approval. And that has just transcended on, up until today. It definitely helped with sales. And I guess just the overall expansion of the brand, for sure. But
I just say one more to that point. like our social media presence also increased a lot through that interaction. So I know we had mentioned like blogs and stuff like that, but a lot of people that were following us were more in tune. So like we do a lot of tracking within our social media. Like we like look at all of that stuff because marketing is very important. Um, so we noticed like the boom from us connecting with him. And down so we have the shoes that we actually showcased. We had released a pre-order for, and we received like additional pre-orders because of Lamar. And like Dre said, like that just goes down to the sales. Um, and honestly, like we are going to be in an even better position for this year just based off of the connections that we're continuously making. Like Lamar was a huge connection, but I don't want to belittle a lot of the other connections that we made too. Like everybody that God places in front of us is for a reason. So like Lamar was somebody that he put our business into the view for Lamar, and hopefully we can continue to connect with him. I say all that because this latest shoe that we have for pre-order, we actually created it based on a recommendation from Lamar. So like our shoes called the High Tides. It's like the lavender colorway. It's different silhouettes of purple, and that was something that we showcased to Lamar when we originally met him, and that was a lot of the push and drive to why we actually released him first. So definitely, his influence to just social media, some of our pre-order sales, and then just like the impact of like the design of a colorway was one of just the collaborations that we've had. So definitely wanted to big up him and big up my guys Cal and AR too, because again, like all three of us collectively, is it makes it not as stressful to run a business, because we all, in addition to running a business, we all have our own jobs outside of by myself too. So, and we all live in different states. You know, I'm in Delaware, AR's in DC, Cal's in Baltimore. So we have to manage our time accordingly. But I'm happy that day we was able to make everything work to meet them.
Solid stuff.
Appreciate it.
Man, so how did you guys? You said that Lamar helped with that design, but your other designs with like your bags, your hoodies, how did those designs come about for you guys?
Yeah, we collaborate a lot. So from when we started within our business, um, our goal was to put a lot of messaging into our clothing. So we started out with a lot of collections, and we've done heat press. So we've heat pressed our own materials. We've done direct to garment. We've done screen printing. We've tested out a lot of different areas in our garments. In addition to the bag, so we do a lot of manufactured goods, a little bit more now, which is why you'll see like our crossbody bags and some of our sneakers. So this has all just been trial and error and learning through the industry of clothing. This is something that we have been getting experience over time with. But in terms of the products, we all collectively talk about the products. We talk about what we want to release and when we want to release them. This hoodie originally, for example, this was came out in black originally, and we since released it in red. So like a lot of our products, we really wanted to be fashion forward and something that people can actually utilize, and it makes sense for their day to day. Like I said, like this hoodie has satin in it, so like this is something that's going to be beneficial for our people, for Black people, with our hair care. So it's very important for us to be intentional with the products that we have. The bag that you have mentioned, Dre, that bag is one of our crossbody bags with 4 pockets. So we want to make sure if you don't want to put nothing in your pants pockets, you can put everything in your bag, stay in your bag. So like our goal is really to make sure like people can utilize our stuff and it benefits their day to day. And I'll let Cal expand upon that as well.
Just to go off what B said, I think a lot of the variety of clothing or items that we offer can stem from like a phrase like "dare to be different," you know. So we picked the lone wolf because you got to stand alone in life, and just sometimes you got to separate from the rest. So yeah, we started with like, I guess, basic clothing like shirts and hoodies and sweats and everything. But then we kind of developed a mindset like, okay, everyone makes shirts, everyone makes hoodies. How can we separate from everyone? And that's when the crossbody bags pretty much came into place. You know, we want to provide an item that not only looks cool, but it provides something to your life. And that main thing it's providing is convenience, you know. So with that crossbody bag, it's like once you put your life in that bag, for most people who have a bag, it's damn near pretty hard to take your stuff out, because once it's in it, it's in it. And once you got it on, it's on. You know, so we moved from the clothing to the accessories, and then we just kept thinking, how can we continue to, you know, think outside the box? And eventually we moved on to boxing up our creativity by creating footwear, you know. So we just decided, how can we continue to elevate creativity and, I guess, monopolize something in the area that hasn't been explored, which pretty much led us to creating a sneaker. So after 2 years of releasing our first sneaker, we've released 5 sneakers since then. And just to go off of the Lamar Jackson thing, I think when he linked with us, I think we collectively came to an agreement that Lamar would not have linked with us for a shirt, for a hoodie, for a hat, for a bag. He linked with us because of the footwear, you know, and sometimes you kind of have to step through an open door of opportunity. And we realized there isn't anyone in our area who are making footwear. So over time, we just kind of realized, how can we continue to expand on our creativity while at the same time remaining different? And that's kind of why over the past year or two, we kind of set aside clothing and just said, you know what, we're going to focus on footwear, because there aren't any other really Black young footwear designers in Maryland and the DMV. And once you have something so lucrative, it's kind of hard to not build on that. So, yeah.
For sneakers, I know you guys have the full moons and you have the high tides. What are the other ones that you said you guys have? Because you said you have 5 total.
Yeah, so the first shoe that we originally had released was the full moons, and it was pretty much a manifestation. If Nike ever like reached out to us and asked us to create our own custom SB, what would we come up with? And that was pretty much what we came up with the full moons, and that was our first introduction into like the whole just footwear process. And we did pre-orders, so we successfully completed 3 pre-orders. Within I'll say a year and a half span. And from that point, we introduced 2 high tops. So we have 2 high top SBs called the Hunts and the Praise. That our graphic designer, he designed each and every one of these shoes from top to bottom. And both of those sneakers did really well in the pre-order. And then we had took a step back and said that we really wanted to have a sneaker that really identified our brand for just our originality. And then we really wanted to have a sneaker that was 100% just our footwear. And then that's how we ended up coming up with the Flow Walkers and then the High Tides. So the High Tides are just a high top version of the Flow Walkers. And we have both of these sneakers out for pre-orders right now. So y'all see that website behind me. Tap that and get y'all some sneakers.
I just wanted to show y'all the first 3 sneakers that we released. Can y'all see these?
Yep.
All right, so this first sneaker on the right, the gray, hold on. All right, the gray pair, the low top, those are the full moons, and those pretty much embody a wolf. So we pretty much took a wolf and threw it on a pair of sneakers. So you see the faux wolf fur, they resemble a gray wolf. And then we said, okay, what do wolves do? Wolves hunt. And that's why that middle player is called the Hunts. They're like a black stealth pair, because when wolves hunt, they're in stealth mode. So that's what the second pair embodies. And then wolves hunt what? Wolves hunt sheep. So that third sneaker you see are the praise. Those pretty much embody sheep on your foot. So this in total was called the Wolfpack collection. And this is just another testament to what we do. Everything we do is symbolic. It has meaning. So we pretty much went from the wolf howling to the moon. The Nike swoosh is literally the wolf howling to the moon. So we went from the wolf howling to the moon to our new silhouette, the Flow Walkers. The wolf is actually walking on the moon. I can show you guys. So these are our high tides. And as you can see, the logo is the wolf walking on the moon. And then you have the stars embroidered. And as you guys may know, the gravitational pull of the moon creates high tides. And it's actually 3M trimming around the sneaker that creates like waves. So everything we do has a lot of symbolism behind it. But this is our newest sneaker release right here, the Lavender High Tides.
Man, that's all dope. Everything that's happened with you guys and the design, everything. Honestly, that's the creativity alone, and that is major dope for real, man. And then you guys building that brotherhood coming from Morgan, that's even more dope, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, being at Morgan was probably one of my favorite like life experiences for real. Like people don't understand the impact of just having like HBCU education, but specifically at Morgan, definitely gotta give it up to Morgan. Just providing opportunities to connect with the people that you go to school with. I'm happy that I'm from Baltimore, but I ended up staying on campus all 4 years, just off strength because I didn't want to miss nothing. And just being there and having that space to be able to connect with like so many different people. The networking is a big thing. I'm a big networker. So like I feel like I learned a lot of those skills being at Morgan, and then just the opportunities just for a black man um, on a college campus is just extensive for real. Like it's always something that you can do. It's always a club that you can join. And I just really thank Morgan for allowing us to be able to one like create that bond on their campus, but be able to have brothers that I've met that I can actually start a business and start a career with. So it's just like having an HBCU experience is second to none. And just being at Morgan, I wouldn't trade that experience for the world. Like I don't think there's another HBCU that really comes close. But I'm a digress because you feel me. I don't know if anybody else went to other HBCUs.
Don't digress, bro. We the only national treasure, bro. Only.
Understood.
I mean, we from Oregon as well. We're part of the Morgan
okay.
family.
All right. We on the same page.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
Yeah, majority of us were from Morgan. But
you breaking up, Dre.
Paul, he went to Coppin.
Okay.
It's cool. My mom been teaching at Coppin. Not teaching. She's been working at Coppin for 20 years. So I grew up over West and over East. So I like Coppin. Coppin cool.
Coppin ain't Morgan though.
It ain't Morgan.
It ain't Morgan.
Byron, don't be quiet, man. You went to an HBCU too?
Hey, I went to Delaware State. I'm just chilling, man. Hey,
I'm cool with Delaware State. You good?
Delaware State, you chilling? I'm chilling.
Only HBCU in Delaware. Okay.
Yeah, you know, something slight, but you know.
In fact, this is how this show got started at Morgan, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, another great example of how that bond created, you know, something bigger than yourselves, you know. What year did y'all graduate from Morgan?
I graduated in 14.
Okay.
Too far, bro. Like
That's too far.
Good. Nah, 2011.
Okay.
2013.
Okay. Yeah, we're both class of 2018.
Yeah, so when we was doing this, when we was doing the show up, when we was doing the show up there, y'all was going to school while we was doing the show up there.
Yeah, not space.
Nah,
So what has been the best thing y'all can say about, starting the Flex Zone podcast? Ups, downs, what can y'all say about it?
Ooh, you know what? For this one, I'm gonna give it to Cravante to answer that one, because a lot of the times over the years I've said it. I'm gonna let Cravante have this one, man, because that's my right hand.
My gosh, when you guys talk about getting like close, bring that brotherhood, bring you guys closer. It's an absolute fact, because I tell you, I fight like on a weekly basis. Me and Dre, so straight up, me and Dre don't agree on anything. Nothing. Like absolutely nothing. When it comes to sports, we agree on nothing. And it fueled our fire to keep on doing it, because it's like it was gold. And back in those days, that's when I can't believe I'm saying this, but that's back when First Take was hot. And when Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless used to go head to head, it's like debating sports had just become like a thing. And that's kind of like the foundation of it. And we was like, yo, they sound like us. Now obviously Skip is white and Stephen A. is black, but they sound like us. Like, don't agree on nothing. And I don't know if you heard any of his takes. He's absolutely absurd with most of them, which is probably why we disagree most of the time. So, and in the beginning, it was just us two, like just brainstorming how we gonna build this off. And he was in Morgan State. He was in WEA. So boom, studio, boom, we up. You know what I'm saying? And he was a audio engineer at the time. He's probably big time now. I don't know what he's doing now, but at that time he was low on the totem pole. But we was there all night because he had access to the studio, and it was just me, him, and Mancave and Mancave and our good friend Mancave at the time, and she was our host. Brittany, my gosh, we need to check in with her, but we just continue to build on our following, to our relationship. And Raj and Byron came on a little bit later in the game, but it definitely all started in Morgan. And when I tell you we fight all the time, you would think we're brothers and we grew up in the same household, like how much we fight. But it laid down the foundation of what you guys are looking at right now. And I am beyond proud of everybody on this screen for their contribution to this. And of course, I'm beyond proud of you guys for, taking a leap of faith during a wild time in the world.
Yeah.
And not only that, having it to like keep going. And the Lamar Jackson thing just puts like a cherry and a whipped cream on top of it. And it's truly, truly, truly amazing, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Bonte.
Honestly. And thank you for sharing that story too, because our stories are very similar. You think about it, founded on a national treasure. Started with two, with me and Brian, and then over time, you add the pieces as necessary as you expand. Like I had the vision. Brian had like that business acumen, and he made by myself a real company. He brought that LLC presence to it. Then when you added AR, who was a graphic designer, he made everything we wear. So it takes a team, it takes a village, and it's nice to see that two groups of young Black men recognize that, and just kept pushing forward. So I'm happy we on your show tonight. Yeah,
it's crazy because I do want to shout out Dre and Cravante, because I was going to DSU still. They're a lot older than me, so I'm in y'all age bracket. But
Wow,
I was
all
I
that,
was I was going back
yo.
and forth to school, and then they ended up asking me to come on the show, so I was a guest, and then we just hit it off. So then they had me come back every time I was on break, and then when we transitioned a little bit, they were like, "You want to host?" I was like, "Okay, cool," because I was doing like play-by-play for like DSU stuff, so I would see Dre at the games and stuff. But I said it to say 2020, Raj in the middle right here, one with all the funny intros. He got inspiration, and we started branching out to YouTube, and really during the time where we couldn't meet in the studio, then we kind of pushed to YouTube, and that's kind of how we got to where we at today. So definitely shout out to Jerry Cavante and definitely Roger for taking us up another level and then adjusting with the times, and then just taking the ball and running with us. So yeah, definitely shout out to 2020 was a crazy year, but a lot of good things came from it.
Yeah.
What's next for y'all before we get y'all out of here? I want to know what's next for y'all. Anything I want to plug or tease, or if you need my shipping address, just let me know what y'all need.
So, literally, what's next? On Wednesday, we will be. Well, B, you can tell them what's happening on Wednesday.
Okay, yeah, no worries. So I had mentioned that we all have our own jobs outside of what we do by myself, and I work at Chase in Delaware as a senior marketing strategy associate. And for Black History Month, they asked me, and this is the second time I'm doing this, but they asked us to have put on a fashion show at the location in Delaware. So on Wednesday we'll be doing the fashion show at the JP Morgan Chase location. So in the past we've done a variety of fashion shows. I say 2 years ago in 2022 we won Atlantic City Fashion Week's Designer of the Year. So we do it like you talk about just adjusting. Like we've been able to adjust a lot within our brand too, just with the different times, and again, just exploring different avenues where we can expand our business. But that's what we'll be doing on Wednesday. Our goal this year is to do a lot more community impact and involvement. So this, I'll say 2 weeks ago, we were just at the Baltimore Collegiate School for Boys, where we were able to do a presentation of entrepreneurship and how to start your own clothing brand to the seventh and eighth graders at the school. So that was an amazing experience, and we look forward to building that partnership there. Um, so that's really our goals from like a community involvement and just really tying in our our work lives within our entrepreneur lives. So like our 9 to 5 to our 5 to 9. And I'll let Dre speak more about the products that we're looking at doing.
Yeah. So, in regards to the products, outside of footwear, because we're pushing our two pre-order releases from the High Ties and the Flow Walkers, the two sneakers I showed you guys on my phone earlier. But what's next, clothing wise, are these t-shirts right here that we'll be dropping by myself for nothing. And actually this one of the first t-shirts with the hidden zipper pocket.
Oh,
That's
snap.
dope. I like that.
Blow it up. Byron, blow it up. Blow it up.
I like that. I like that. That's dope.
So,
Put your lenses in there.
and the cool thing about this drop is all handmade t-shirts, and we'll be releasing 6 colorways in these. So
Ooh.
I'll give y'all a sneak peek.
Tough.
And
That's really nice.
our main goal is to really match up a lot of, so just to give y'all a hint, a lot of the upcoming sneaker colorways will be matching these shirts perfectly. So I don't want to show y'all the exact sneaker, but in terms of sneakers, stay tuned. Our third business partner, AR, loves to say this, and if he was on this podcast, he would have said it 10 times. We're just getting started. So I promise him I'll let anybody who I come across know we're literally just getting started. And we're definitely gonna have to run this back for a time period when he's available, because you guys only got 66% of by myself, and there's only so much you can talk about in an hour. There's still so much about the brand and stories and achievements and failures that we could share with everyone. I know today we were sticking to the basis of the story, but we're literally just getting started. And just about anything AR thinks of in his mind when he puts it on the computer, However it looks on the computer is exactly how it'll come out in person. So I showed y'all those T-shirts on that print, and literally how the white multicolored T-shirt look is exactly how it comes out. So just be on the lookout, because we didn't know 3 years ago we were going to drop sneakers. So when you ask what's next, sometimes we don't even know until it's in front of us, and it's like, damn, this is what's next, you know. So just stay tuned. In regards to the products and service aspects of By Myself, as well as that nonprofit wing that BZ was just speaking on, with talking to the youth at Baltimore Collegiate School. So yeah, got a lot. Just stay tuned. It's really only month 2 of 2024. We got 10 more to go, and every month we doing something noticeable. So just be on the lookout.
Yes, we definitely got to run this back and get your third business partner up here.
Sure.
And definitely let them know how to keep up with y'all as well. Any social media, anything like that, I need to put on the screen for the people, or website, anything.
Yeah. So our website, I have it behind me, but like it's www.bymyselfornothing.com. So BYMYSELFORNOTHING.com. Our social media is the same tag at By Myself or Nothing on Instagram and Facebook. You'll be able to find our personal Instagrams on there as well. But I'm By Myself B. Cal is By Myself Cal, and then our third business partner AR, his at name is By Myself AR. We have TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We take all methods of payment too. You know, Cash App, Venmo, credit
And
card, all of that.
we offer shop pay,
Shop Pay.
so people can pay in installments. We really for the people.
Yeah, for real. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, and
Well,
thank
fellas,
y'all for
yeah,
having.
thank y'all for being here. We definitely gonna run this back. Yeah, definitely got to get all 3 of y'all on here. Put your hands together. For By Myself Kyle, By Myself B. Shout out to AR. I know he was not here. Make sure y'all check out their website, bymyselfornothing.com. Shop their gear, and we had to get y'all to collab with your first podcast, the Flex Zone podcast. We're going to set that up. A little tease for the people.
Yeah, definitely
Drop
set
that.
that up. We appreciate
Drop that
y'all.
in. Yeah, because we definitely want to try to get some merch. So we're trying to branch out. That's our next level, as you would say. So we'll definitely keep you guys posted on that. But definitely we'll have all 3 of you back. Let us know your availability, and we'll definitely get you in. I appreciate you guys.
Of course. Thank you.
Appreciate
Yes, sir.
you.
Thank
Shout out
you.
to the Flex Zone. Shout out to all MXU graduates, and shout out to the Ravens too.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go.
Big shout out to
Y'all.
them.
Love.
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all again. Big shout out once again. Put your hands together for fine fellas. By Myself or Nothing clothing.
That's awesome, man. That was
That
awesome.
was a very great interview. Appreciate Dre for connecting with them and networking and getting them on the show, man. You know, and what a way to close our Sports and Blackness series. You know, it's always sucks that Black History Month is so short, but we make the most of it here on the Flex Zone podcast. And make sure y'all check out those brothers. Once again, bymyselfornothing.com. The Instagram, the Facebook is all the same. Check them out, support them, and they have installment plans. So for all you, what is it, tax time, vanity, you know, pop out, fake scam artists, you can use your tax return and get you some drip. All right, get yourself right as we're heading into the spring and the summer. But Raj, it is time to transition to